Hey Void, how you doing? So, one good zombie flick deserves another, so I decided to watch something a little bit more offbeat. A movie I'd seen a long time ago, but it's been a real long time since I've revisited, so figured this month was a good enough time for that. And that is the Peter Jackson classic, Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead. So this is one of Jackson's earliest films. I don't know if it was his first off the top of my head, but it's one of his earliest. And it was labeled one of the goriest films of all time. And it's still definitely, I don't know if it continues to hold that title, because I know like the remake of Evil Dead was a high contender in that. But this one, after rewatching it, yeah, this one definitely has definitely maybe up there. If the Evil Dead might be the bloodiest, but this one definitely has a lot, an unprecedented amount of gore. Okay, and despite that, it's a strange comedy more than a straight horror film. So, if you take Shaun of the Dead and up the amount of squishiness and make it a romance, here we are. Okay, so. Okay, plot. So researchers on Skull Island, foreshadowing for his King Kong remake, I guess. Fun fact: in King Kong, you can actually see a crate labeled Sumatran rat monkey in the background. Well, that's from this film. In fact, that's where at the beginning they are taking a Sumatran rat monkey from from Skull Island. However, its bite is, carries a terrible curse. So much that the natives, if you are bitten, will hack off the whatever offending limb was bitten or scratched by this thing. But that professor's determined to get it in to the zoo in, I think it's New Zealand. Anyway, well, they get it there. Meanwhile, we're following Lionel, a awkward man who is essentially at the beck, call, and mercy of his overbearing elderly mother. Sort of a Norman Bates style kind of thing, if the mother was actually still alive. So, that's where we're kind of at here. This says Lionel pretty much, his mother controls all aspects of his life. And meanwhile, however, we are also following Paquita, a shop worker who's obsessed with one of the people delivering, but no. Her mother, who does card readings, insists that another man will enter her life, and you'll become romantically entangled with him, but the cards also seem to hint that there may be some danger there. Well, she immediately meets Lionel and sees the signs indicating that this is the person she's supposed to be with, so she immediately begins aggressively trying to court him, much to his confusion. Well, he's not opposed to it, in fact, even goes on a date with her. But his mother isn't so much of a fan of that, and is pretty much begins doing all she can to sabotage their relationship and even stalking them to the zoo. Problem is at the zoo, that's where the rat monkey is, and Mama gets bit. And we begin a very odd Mother's Day film, as now Mother is slowly turning into a zombie, and Lionel has to deal with that. He does everything he can to keep people from realizing his mother is now the Walking Dead. But eventually, people start realizing that, she's dead, particularly as he has to keep tranquilizing her as she keeps trying to eat people. Well, they even have a funeral with her continuing to try to escape. But eventually she, starts biting other people and turning them into other zombies, forcing Lionel to try to hide them too, and all the while trying all he can to keep everyone from finding out that I've got zombies in my basement, and trying to, he tries to carry on a normal life despite really asking for help at any point. Would have probably made his life a lot easier. And you got a nurse, the priest, who kicks ass for the Lord. I will say, one of the best scenes in the film. that a street punk and several others are quickly added to the roster of the corpses in his basement. Paquita just is trying to figure out what's going on with him and is determined to say, but also his uncle, who was cut out of the will, is determined to muscle his way back in, even exposing Lionel's secrets in order to do so, resulting in him having a big party at the house when Mama escapes, and, well, a very gory conclusion goes as Lionel pretty much attacks them all with a lawnmower, as Mama continues to mutate into a giant monster. This film's weird. The effects don't hold up, but I don't think they're even trying to. They are strange looking, but I think they're supposed to be. But they're all practical, and they all are definitely eye-catching, particularly the giant naked mother monstrosity that appears at the end. The movie's not taking itself too seriously, which is why some strange scenes happen. Like when the zombie baby that happens, because two zombies have sex and have a baby. That happens. Lionel, for some reason, takes it out in a stroller. Why does he do that? I don't know. The movie's just because it's funny, really. The movie's not trying to make a lot of sense. And all the acting is so over the top and odd that it becomes fascinating to watch people's performances. Either like the guests that are coming over to dinner, they're just so over the top personality. The mother is so domineering. Paquita is so starry-eyed, and Lionel's just so in over his head, and the uncle's so greasy. They take your average performance and just do everything they can to leave no amount of scenery unchewed. But it works. It is a very entertaining film, as long as you've got the strong enough stomach to handle how much squishiness is on the screen, because there is a lot of that. But the movie is decently funny. It's always entertaining, and you're never bored during it. But yeah, it's an oddity, definitely. Brain Dead or Dead Alive is worth checking out if you haven't seen it and want something a little lighter in terms of of story, but that does not shy away from being a bloody fiasco. This one's a tough one to rate on MacGuffins. I'm going to go 7 MacGuffins for Dead Alive. It's definitely worth watching. It's a fun movie to come back to. For zombie comedies, yeah, I'll always go to Return of the Living Dead before any others. And I think I actually prefer Shaun of the Dead's style of humor a little bit more than Dead Alive, especially since that one's easier to show people, because this one is just so over the top in terms of organs, blood, guts, dismemberments. Yeah, you name it. Actually, I think Undead actually is going to be my second go-to. I really do enjoy for Australian zombie films. Undead you can't go wrong with. But like I said, Return of the Living Dead favorite. This one still giving it a 7. I do highly recommend it. It's worth watching, but it's not one I can watch often. Particularly like my partner, she can't do gore at all. She can't be anywhere in the room with this one going on. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about all I've got for the second. We'll see you soon, Void.